Okay, let's begin. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you all for taking time to be here with us. We've kept this meeting going for months now. I think we started out since October last year, and we've always used this opportunity to keep our community stakeholders involved and engaged with what's going on with the work that we have been doing. This was triggered by the arrivals that we're having with the Afghans and the numerous questions that we were receiving from community stakeholders, and we wanted to create one opportunity where every week we could give people updates, and subsequently we made that bi-weekly. And maybe as things begin to normalize, it may be the point where we begin to think about doing this monthly. Just so, because we're not seeing much variation in activities. We're coasting now at a very steady pace. So we may want to think about moving this to a month. Our work here at the International Institute has really been largely successful in the last 8 years because of the collaboration that we've had with community stakeholders, with partner organizations. It has enabled us to be able to provide the service to the Afghan arrivals. And, you know, one piece of information we had always said to ourselves that if we did this right, then it would trigger the movement of Afghans from other parts of the country to St. Louis. And the last time I checked, so far we have seen in the last 6 months, about 27 new cases of secondary migration of Afghans who have come from other cities, who arrived in the United States and have moved here to St. Louis. We're looking at about 56 individuals. So something must be working, something must be attractive about St. Louis that we see people come. But that's the essence of the work that we do. More than just providing service at arrival, is really ensuring that people feel welcome and people look at St. Louis as a place where they can come and live. And that was one of the objectives that we set for ourselves. We continue to monitor that progress, and hopefully that's a trend that continues, and we'll continue to update you on that as we monitor that movement of people from outside the original 600 that we welcomed here. Largely, again, it's thanks to the collaboration and thanks to the support of our community stakeholders that we were successful in that endeavor. Our agenda today is going to cover arrival updates in the short term. We're going to do a short recap of the fiscal year that just ended or that's ending. So just talking about resettlement. And then we'll have general update on events that are coming up and our community partnerships update. And we would have question and answers if there are questions at the end. So let me begin with our arrivals update. I know that Ariel is on. Ariel, if you would like to take this, that's also fine. But since September 14, when we had our last meeting, Ariel, you want to?
Did you? Sure.
No, I was saying that I know that you are on, and I'm talking about arrivals. So if you want to add, or you know,
the one time a quarter I attend, and now I'm going to present. No, that's not a problem. Hello, everybody. It's nice to see everybody. I so infrequently get to attend these meetings, but I'm really happy when I can, because it's wonderful to see everybody around the same table advocating and encouraging for refugee resettlement in St. Louis. So let's get to it. So this is the end of our fiscal year. So at the end of September, we will officially close out fiscal year 22. October 1 will start fiscal year 23. So it's always a bit of a mad rush to get as many refugees into the country and also St. Louis as possible by the end of the fiscal year. So September 14th through September 28th, you'll see that we had 16 individuals or 5 cases of refugees. We, in the month of September, have had no Afghan parolees. You may remember that the Afghan parolee program is closing. If it has not already been closed. Since July, we've only had 6 Afghan parolees eligible for APA services. So Afghans will continue to come as, quote, regular refugees. And that's what you're seeing with these 16 individuals. There are Afghans included in that number because they came as refugees and not parolees. And then for the fiscal year, October 21 through September 22, it looks like we've had 78 cases, of which 249 are individuals, obviously. As refugees, we've had 600 Afghan parolees. And then I'm assuming this other non-APA are citizens that arrived with Afghan parolee families, and there were 14 individuals. So as you most probably are aware, there were births on base where Afghan parolees typically went before they came to a resettlement site. And then of course there were births in St. Louis. We did have 1 or 2 cases where a green card holder went to Afghanistan and then somehow got wrapped up in the evacuation and ended up coming as part of a parolee case. So there's 1 or 2 of those individuals included in that 14. So according to this, our total is 269 cases and 863 individuals for the fiscal year. What I really want to stress is our diversity in St. Louis. You'll see just for September, while we are resettling Afghans, our largest refugee resettlement is Congolese. This month, we've also resettled Myanmar, individuals from what used to be called Burma. And then last month we began, we had our first Somali family in about 6 years. As you may remember, Somalis were banned in the previous administrations. So what I'm getting at is we have a very healthy, diverse refugee resettlement program. And we also have a diverse refugee resettlement pipeline. And that's what's enabling us to continue to resettle refugees. We don't just rely on one population over another. So we can have a healthy mix of individuals. Last month, we began resettling South Sudanese, and this month they are continuing. So we're not dependent on only one population. As we saw in the last previous administration's reign, refugee resettlement agencies that relied only on one population, say Syrians or maybe Iraqis or just SIVs, it's very, very hard to keep your doors open if you have a pinpointed population that you're resettling. So fortunately for us, we really cultivate and encourage family members to apply to bring their family over to St. Louis, regardless of where they're at in the world, so that we can continue to provide a healthy, diverse refugee resettlement program. And to that end, I will just say, since I have everybody on the line, if you happen to know of anybody who speaks any of the Congolese languages, Kinyarwanda, Swahili, Kirundi, Kinyarwanda, any of what I call those K languages, please, please have them apply for the resettlement staff position that's open at the Institute. If you need any more information about that, just email me. Thank you.
Yeah, just to finalize there on arrivals update in the new fiscal year in October. Thank you, Ariel, for that. We are expecting so far we've been notified of 2 cases, which would be 6 individuals so far in the new fiscal. Typically, October used to be a blackout month, but this year, because of everything that's happening, we're seeing some arrivals. It's going to be low at the front end of it, is our understanding, and that will pick up towards the later end of October. We've also been seeing an increasing number of Ukrainians that are walking into the institute, who are coming through the Uniting for Ukraine Paralegal program. And so far, we've done intake for 179 individuals as of today who are involved in one program or the other here at the International Institute. You know, I think 3 weeks ago we had reached out and said we encourage every family that has sponsored a Ukrainian family here to direct them to the Institute to take advantage of the various programs. We're seeing that happening. You know, we've grown this number, but we do know that there's likely about 600 Ukrainian cases that have arrived St. Louis or the region. So there is opportunity for growth here, and we encourage them to take advantage of the programs that we're offering. Now, as a quick recap, if we just look at the year in terms of beyond resettlement of the things that we have, services we provided, you would see a listing of services and the number of individuals that have benefited from any one of the programs, any one of the many programs that are offered here at the International Institute. We've been able to serve 3,988 individuals, and in some cases, it could be some individuals could overlap where they are participating in more than one program. But in terms of services offered to individuals, it's nearly 4,000 services provided to individuals who in the last year, which I think is it's commendable, and this is part of the work that this incredible team here at the International Institute does that may not make the headlines or may not be seen, but every day these individuals are working to address problems that are life-changing for new arrivals in this community. And looking at this list is very impressive of the work that has been done. Just immigration services, that high number of people that have taken advantage of the opportunities, our social services, the resettlement and R&P, as we call it here, and all of that, the workforce team, the incredible work they've done in placing people in jobs and all of that. So that's a sense of what the last fiscal year or this fiscal year that's ending has looked like for us. For the calendar year, we still have a few months to go, but we wanted to just paint a picture of what that fiscal year looked like, and it's been amazing. And we continue to thank you all for your work and support in making this happen. At this point, I'm going to turn this over, hopefully, to Kelly. And Kelly and her team can lead the rest of the presentation. Kelly, am I right?
Yep. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining us today and hearing these wonderful amount of work that the community at the agency is doing. I want to say a big thank you to the Reinsurance Group of America. This past week, they pulled together a donation and they built wagons for new families to arrive, and they filled those wagons up with household items. So thank you so much to them for putting that together and continuing to be an advocate for our clients. And we have Webster University with a program of freshmen who are learning about immigrants and refugees in one of their classworks. They've committed to coming to the International Institute 3 times for volunteer days. And so they've been coming and assisting with mostly cleanup and yard work, but it's making our campus beautiful. So thank you to those 2 groups who are supporting us in various ways. We have a few things coming up this week, or this in the next couple of months, and we wanted everybody to keep this on their radar. We've got our annual celebration of the International Institute coming up on Thursday, November 17th. The theme of the day is Ubuntu, which is I am because we are. And this is really a community celebration. We intend to launch our Anna E. Crossland Multicultural Center on this date, and we intend to gather to share our successes and to continue the vital work that we do in the community for everybody. Moji, would you like to say anything?
Sure. I think that was great. But I also wanted to add that we're going to be honoring our former president, Anna Crossland, for her 4 decades of serving our community and working hard to create an experience that tells the powerful story of hope that refugees and immigrants bring to our community. So if you're excited about celebrating multiculturalism, which I'm sure you are, it's going to be a wonderful event on a Thursday night. It will be black tie, so it'll be an excuse for us to get dressed up and look nice and take some pictures and spend some time together celebrating the hard work that this community provides, but also look to the future for how we're going to make St. Louis look the way that the Festival of Nations weekend looked. Thanks, guys.
We have more events as well coming up on Saturday, November 19th, which is our 103rd anniversary of the International Institute. We have a community member by the name of Heather Huey, who this is her 5th year promoting and helping us with the Race for Refugees. So it is a family-friendly race. They have a 3-mile race and a 1-mile race. It's really time to come together and be together. Thanks to Carrie for posting the link in the chat. And that day as well, on Saturday, November 19th, we are working with community groups and organizations to put together a community Thanksgiving. And this will be for all of our new arrivals and community members to come together to join in community and share a meal together. So that's going to be most likely in the evening on that day, and we will send more details as announced. I'm going to send this over to Carlos so he can continue with the rest of the slides.
Well, thank you, Kelly, and great to see everyone this beautiful afternoon. Just want to highlight some volunteer opportunities that we have coming up. For those that would like to engage in our workforce solutions department, we have some amazing job interview workshops that could use a lot of professionals and individuals to support new arrivals and clients that are going through the mock interview process. These are around specific dates on Fridays from the next one coming up on October 7th through the 16th, also with our education department. And we're launching our volunteer leadership program. So just want to give everyone a quick heads up to be on the lookout for this, as well as more community volunteer orientations for individuals that want to learn more about the International Institute, how they can support our work, but also work alongside families that we're resettling here in the St. Louis community. So we'll be posting some community volunteer orientations here for the month of October into the future. You can go on to the next slide. So with all the arrivals that we've had over the course of the last year and several months, we're back in need of some items that we've run out of. So that's a good sign that we've gotten a lot of items into the hands of new arrivals that you all and our partners in the community have graciously donated to the International Institute and to our partners. So we're extremely grateful for that. We do have a list of needs as of right now, including laundry detergent, cookware sets, pots, microwaves, electric tea kettles, and diapers. So we greatly appreciate the ongoing support. These items can also be found on our Target and Walmart wish lists. That can be found at the International Institute's website.org/donate-items. So we'd appreciate you checking it out, sharing the link, engaging the community on collecting more items so we can provide these on arrival during our apartment setups for new arrivals as they're coming to St. Louis. Feel free to check out our website too for the apartment setups that we have on an ongoing basis, depending on the arrivals at the time. And I do want to mention before we go on to the next slide that our TAO fund has been instrumental in supporting the new arrivals, as this fund was set up to directly support refugees and immigrants coming through the International Institute. So we're looking for additional support to expand the impact of the TAO fund, and as well as looking for additional grocery cards to Aldi and Schnucks, as that was very instrumental in supporting our new arrivals and continues to really go a long way in providing the food access, security that we all need in our community. So we're extremely grateful and continue to ask for that support, and are thankful for the continued contributions that have come to the International Institute for the clients. Again, just some really key links just to check out our ongoing volunteer opportunities at the International Institute's website/volunteer. Our colleague Catherine and the amazing youth programming that we have going on here, in coordination with a lot of community organizations and for youth. Feel free to reach out to her, and there's more information on our website about the youth programming that we have going on, and also the volunteer leadership, as well as a lot of the ongoing opportunities to volunteer directly here at the International Institute with our clients. John Worth is our colleague leading a lot of volunteer efforts that we have going on here. Great face to work with, so be sure to reach out to John. And then, of course, we are grateful for the continued donations and support that we have coming from the community in this ongoing effort to create an inclusive and a welcoming environment here in the St. Louis region. And you can find more information out how you can donate at the International Institute's website/donate. We do want to recognize that during this time period, we're growing. We have a lot of exciting opportunities that are available. We've just listed a handful of those opportunities here on the slide, but do want to mention that we currently have 15 openings, some that have some new openings that have come on board here the last couple of weeks since we last spoke. But I just want to highlight, we're looking for a director of social work, English language learning regional coordinator, and you can see the list here, as well as AmeriCorps roles, specifically with immigration, economic development, and medical and childcare. And then we have a great number of internships available for students that are looking to learn more and add value to the work that's going on here in resettlement. So we'd appreciate sharing these opportunities with the community so that we can continue to serve the people that are coming to St. Louis and working alongside you as our partners. We can go to the next. And just a reminder, love connecting on social media, sharing the word, spreading awareness on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're going to have our YouTube page as well, included with these videos that we're presenting here at each community update call, so we can share this information and also on LinkedIn, where you can find other content that we share. So be sure to connect with us, and are grateful for extending the awareness to the rest of the community through these channels. So I'll hand it back. Thank you all, and I'll hand it back over to you, Ari.
Well, thank you very much, Carlos, Kelly, Moji, and Ariel. That's the presentation for this week. At this point, we're going to open up. If there are any questions, we'll take questions. I've been looked at the chat to see if there are questions in there, but if there are any questions, please feel free to raise them. We have the various links and emails if for follow-up questions or contacts. But that, in essence, is what we had to share with you all today. And if there are no questions, we'll give you back the 30 minutes of time. We're going to keep this to 2 weeks from now, and then we will make an announcement then whether we are going to move to a monthly format. But for now, we'll stay within the 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from now, we will have more updates for you, and we'll make that determination. But thank you very much for the time. I hope that this moment spent with us is valuable, and we'll stay in touch. Have a wonderful rest of the day and rest of the week. Thank you.